Alright, hey YouTube, it's Team Budget here, just coming to you with a quick deck profile on Vylon OTK, a deck that not a lot of people run. So I'm just going to do a quick profile for you and then show you some moves to do with it. So first you're starting off with 3 Vylon cubes. Pretty much essential in the deck. His effect when he goes to the graveyard for a light synchro, you get an equip spell to your hand. Very useful for later in the deck. Then run 3 Trident Warriors. His effect, when he's summoned, you get a 3, aka you get a cube. And there's your sync 7 for a Sigma, which we'll go through later as well. 3 Shining Angels. Just in case you don't have a cube, this pretty much gets you the cube, or at the same time you just use it as sync material. 2 Vylon Soldiers. He's a 17 beater. The only reason I really run him is for sync material, but if he has equipped spells to him when he attacks, he can change their battle position. So, he's pretty useful if the OTK loop doesn't work. 2 Vanguards. Same exact thing pretty much, but if he has stuff equipped to him and when he's sent to the graveyard, you draw a card. He's not really too great, but sync material. 1 Charger. He gains 300 attack for each equipped all lights that you have on the field. So, once again, if you're not really trying for that OTK or you just don't have it. 2 Ohms. Honestly, people hate this card, but I think it's really useful. He's pretty much like a Golden Sark. When he's summoned, you target 1 equipped spell in your graveyard, and then after your next standby phase, you add it to your hand. So, I think he's pretty good. 1 Nova Summoner, just in case you're really struggling and you have to get that Shining Angel to your hand. Go ahead and use that to get your cubes. Then, obviously, a Sangin, an Honest. And then, those are the monsters. Now, onto the spells. I run 3 Vylon Materials. Very useful. You equip it to a Vylon card, it gets 600 attack, and when it's destroyed, you get a Vylon card spell to your hand, so it's pretty good for the OTK. I run 3 Filaments. If you equip a Filament to a Vylon monster, then it pretty much when you attack, your opponent can't activate spells or traps. So pretty much it stops their back row when you attack, which I think is really good.
Ancient Gear monsters and a spell card.
I run 3 Mage Powers. Mage Power, you get 500. The equipped monster gets 500 attack for each spell or trap that you control. So it does count for itself. So you pretty much just with all of them connect and they're good to go. Then I run 2 Vylon Matters. It's pretty much a Pot of Avarice for Vylon spell equip cards. You get 3 equips. They go back to your deck, and then you can either choose one of the effects, which is draw 1 card or destroy 1 card on the field. So I think it's really good to reset that OTK up. Only run 1 United We Stand. It gets 800, but most of the time you only have 1 monster on the field. So I only use his 800, and he's equipped. So with Mage Power, he's kind of useful. I run 2 Photon Leads, just in case you don't have a way to special summon another one from your hand. You just use Photon Lead. They're all lights, so go ahead and you can special summon another one, sync up with Cube or any other one, because they're all either 3 or 4. And then now we just have Staples, Dark Hole, MST, Pot of Avarice, and Heavy Storm. And then I really hate traps in this deck. It kind of slows it down, so I run 2 negate attacks. Obviously it ends the battle phase. And then I just run a Mirror Force. And then that's it for the profiling. But then the very important part of the deck, the extra deck. I only run 2 Sigmas because, I'll be honest, I only have 2. He's very essential for the OTK. You play him, he's an 18 beater. His effect is when you declare the attack, you get an equipped card equipped to him. So pretty much you have a Mage Power, anything in your hand, equip it to him, you declare it, then you can get another one or a Filament to stop traps. So I think Sigma's really good. I run 3 Deltas, because Deltas pretty much, if if your Sigmas are destroyed, you get a Delta. He's a 28 defense, so you pretty much always put him in defense. And at the end of your standby phase, if he's in face-up defense, you get a equip spell to your hand. So I think he's really useful. And then I have one Vylon Espeon. I mean, he's a 28 beater. I think he's pretty good. The only thing is you don't really sink 8 a lot in this deck, so that's the only reason I run 1. But with him, I mean, he's very strong due to your whole equip thing, and there's definitely an OTK with him. Now, with all of that, I will say some of the most important moves of the deck is obviously having a Trident Warrior and a Cube on the field. So you sink 7 with the Cube and the Warrior, and you get them out first turn due to Trident Warrior's effect. You sink 7 for Sigma, but you get Cube's effect since it went to the grave for a light monster. You go ahead and you get an equip spell, so you can just go ahead and get like a mage power to your hand. Then hopefully you'll already have cards equips in your hand, which you should with this deck. So yeah, you get the mage power, you go ahead and you equip it to him. Then you go ahead and you declare the attack. Don't attack yet, but you just declare it, and say he has a back row, so you don't really know what to do. So you just go ahead and get a filament so traps can't be activated on him. And so, I mean, if you do have it in your hand, you can pretty much, if you have cards in your hand, say you have like a mage power, you just get another one and then that. And then maybe you also have like a material, and you add it all up, you've got like, let's see, 5 times 4, so you got 20 right there for one card. You get an extra 20 for this, and then you get an extra 6 for this, all added on to the 118. So, I mean, it can be an OTK, or it could just be a massive beat deck. It's very fast. It comes out usually first turn. It's a deck that nobody really runs because no one runs the Hidden Arsenal decks. And in my opinion, I think Hidden Arsenal has some of the best decks out there, with Gusto's about to be probably one of the strongest with some of their new support cards coming out. But yeah, that's pretty much my Vylon OTK / beatdown deck. So once again, we're Team Budget, and thanks for watching.